Hey, very good morning to you. Welcome to this morning's Pilates. Grab yourself a drink of water. Cheers. Good morning. Okay, the idea of today's class is a wonderful exercise to work through our pelvis and our lower back and try and get our hips moving. So we're going to see how that works today. Okay, close the doors, put some shoes on for yourself, and let's go for it. Find yourself a nice space. From here, we're just going to stretch out our arms, check around one way, check around the other. Make sure you've got plenty of room. From there, check above your head, stretch up, stretch down. And from there, we're just going to march on our feet. We're going to have our feet underneath our sitting bones, shoulders retracted back into position, chest up nice and high. We're going to rock through on our toes, nice and forward and back. And trying to push our heels just slightly out if you normally stand with your feet out in this position here. So you're going to try and push your heels out slightly and roll straight over the top of those knuckles and get those knuckles down to the floor. Big toe to little toe, down to the floor, on the down. And then rolling over the knuckles to get right up and over here. So you're allowing quite a big movement here on the knees, tracking forward and backwards. Your pelvis driven forward, your shoulders are back. Keep working it here. Nice and strong movements. From here, stretch your arms out nice and wide. Take our thumbs up to the ceiling. And we're going to spread each finger, one at a time, nice and wide. And from here, feel what happens in your pelvis. Allow your hips to drive forward, bring your shoulders back, retract your shoulder blades, bring your arms up nice and high. From here, I want you to start to feel the arms coming back and the elongation through your chest. You'll find a little pinch in the shoulder blades, keep those ankles moving, and keep the pelvis from here driven forwards into place. So you're nice and strong here. Nice. From here, coming up in a 45-degree angle. Stretching out a little bit higher. And then reaching up overhead. Pushing up nice and high. Coming back into that 45. Remember, these fingers are webbed out as wide as we can possibly take them. Coming back into that T position here. Push your chest further forward and now allow your arms to come back into play. So you're right through into strength here. Nice. Slowly dropping the arms down by the side. From here, we're just going to roll down. So we're going to bring our chin down on our chest. Bring our hands down onto our knees. Reach down towards our feet. Slowly pulling yourself back up through into straight, come back out into T, reach up into 45 and then reach overhead. Allow the chest to drive forwards and then come up onto tiptoes. So you're taking your heels high off the floor, allowing your chest to drive up towards the ceiling, your pelvis to drive forward. Come back through into T and then drop back down again. Roll down, chin on chest, nose down, reach down towards your toes. Slowly coming back up through, pull back the shoulder blades, reach out into T, fingers webbed out wide, up overhead, stretch, raise up high onto tiptoe. Dropping back into 45, back into that T position, pull back the shoulders, allow the chest to drive forward, drop the arms down by the side, forward, roll down again. Now try and get yourself in as close to your body as you can. Your chin drop down low. Feel the extension through the lower back. The legs nice and long and strong. Slowly coming back up again. This time into standing. So our hips driven forward, our shoulders back into plane. We're going to stand our left leg out wide. And then slowly bring it back in again. Again, big step out wide. Control your move back in. Now, slow control movements. Now, if you need the wall or a chair to do this, go for it. But try and get this toe up as high as you can and back to the floor. Now, the foot hovers the floor. The lateral movement here to the side And your toes, try and separate them like we did in our finger exercise. Slowly back in again. Keep that strength through here. Big wide movement. Try and take that foot up as high as you can. Allow the feet just to hover again. Come back again. If you need to tap in between, go for it. Now, at this top point here, try and center the body up again and slowly back into position. When you come back to here, keep this foot off the floor if you can, and imagine you're being pulled up nice and high up to the ceiling. Let's go again. Wide step. Pull up here, pelvis forward here, slowly control back down. We're going to do one more here. Step wide, pull up, through, get the shoulders back, slowly drop through. Shake it out, walk it out, because your hips will get stiff in that position there. Let's go again. Ready? So we stand on the left foot, we drive out wide with the right foot, and you might find that one side is a lot more flexible than the other. Slow control again. This foot staying off the floor here. And again, center your body up, push your pelvis forward here. Big lateral kick out to the side. Separate those toes. Remember, web the toes again. Put it back into play. This glute medius having to work really strong and hard to get this leg out to the side. If you're finding this tough, I recommend you do this exercise every single morning. Try and do about 8 repetitions of this. When you get up, get it moving. Now, when this foot gets up to the side, I'll show you again. Here we go. So it comes out to the side. Okay, you might find the foot wants to collapse down. Push it out and web the toes again. Slow control back down again. Again, center that body, pull it forward, push forward on the pelvis. Drive it wide, control the move, hold. Love it. Slow drop down. One more to go. Ready? Control. Wide kick, web the toes. Slow control back into plane. Shake it out. Now, wiggle the hips. So take it into a hula hoop and circle round. There's 2 aspects you'll have found in there. One is about the glute medius, and then 2 is about the hip flexors. So your iliacus, your psoas major on the front here, and their job is to pull your knee up to your chest. Change it around the opposite way. Now, you might have found that that was really tight in the outside of your hips. That's great, okay? That's an area you need to work on. You might have found that that's got really tight into your hips. Now, that could be 2 things. That one is that your hip flexors are too weak. Again, you need to strengthen them. Or it could be that your quads are too tight. So I'd highly recommend you stretch them. I'll be back tomorrow with a restorative stretch class that will help that at 6:30 tomorrow. Okay, from there, shake it out. Okay, we're going to side bend, flex to the side. Now, to do this, bring your hands down by your side. Push forward on your pelvis, bring your shoulders back. Reach to the side. Imagine you've got 2 breast pocket pictures here. You're going to keep them facing up towards the ceiling. Yeah? And tilt. Feel this big, long stretch. Now, I want you to take one finger. You'll place it into your hip, and you're going to run it up the side of your body. All the way up to your armpit. This other hand is going to reach down towards that knee. Now, feel where it's tight for you. So for me, bit of tension here in the intercostal. Coming down the side, I can feel the obliques starting to pull here. And over time, gravity is going to allow me to sink that a little bit further. I'm going to allow this pelvis to push further away here, reaching down towards my knee. I'm slowly going to pull back up. I'm going to take the right hand now up over the top and reach. Now, as the arm comes over the top, the hip pushes away the other side. Okay, so we're now trying to get this direction, this drive through here. Again, the top pocket now pulling up. Now, the tendency here is the elbow wanting to fall forward. Bring the elbow back up towards the ceiling and stretch. I've got some new lights in here today, so we'll see if it's any good. Let me know in your comments. Let's reach down again to that side. Breast pocket up to the ceiling, push away with the hip. And again, run this finger up to the armpit and feel the tension. You might find that this is now released here in the intercostal. You might find it's really tight here in the side oblique. Give yourself a little tickle. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so we've got a little bit of work to do there for me here. As I come down, I can feel the side, I can feel the hip flexor again that was tight for me a minute ago. So I'm going to work on my quad stretching today. I'm going to come back up through here. I'm going to reach that arm up over the top, and I'm going to keep the breast pockets reaching up towards the ceiling. I'm going to bring my hand into that hip. I'm going to stretch it away. I'm going to reach out as far as I can. I'm going to keep that shoulder up towards the ceiling. And I'm going to slowly release. Shake it out. Forward fold for me again. You should be able to feel some of the facets of your spine starting to open up as we're working through. Okay, let's do a reach over the other side. Hand into the hip, push over, and again, get that breast pocket up towards the ceiling. And we're going to reach back down. This finger now rolling down the side. And finger up to your other armpit here. Run that finger slowly down the side, feeling what's happening here in the intercostal in the other side. Yeah, we've got something going on here. I can feel a little bit of my oblique in here as I dig my thumb into that. The side, all the way into that glute medius. Yeah, oh, that's a bit tight today. Do some work on that side. And you might find as well, one side it might have been your hip flexor, and the other side is your glute. So feel what happens. Stretch up and over. Oh, there's a long reach. Good. Now, push this arm away a little bit further and push the hips away this way. Give it a good drive out. Big on stretch out. Okay, slowly pull back up. Reach down. Right finger up into the armpit. Run down the side. A little feel again. A bit more room here now in the oblique. In the intercostal. Yeah, a bit more movement here in the side oblique. Coming down into that glute med. I can reach a little bit further now with this hand down towards the knee. Up it comes, the left hand again. Can it come up and stretch and push? Oh. Now, if you're doing this right, you'll start to feel a few of the facets in your spine start to release out. You'll feel these ribs start to spread out a little bit further. Good little push out. Pilates, for me, is one of the seriously underestimated exercises you can do. Look how much further now you can get that pelvis driven across, yeah? Try and get that elbow up. Even if it was like a millimetre change, if it was like a couple of centimetres change, it's a massive benefit for your body. Up it comes, we run that arm down the side of the body. The right fingertip comes into the right armpit again. The elbow high. And again, just have a little MOT as we go down the side. Stretching down, push the pelvis out of the way. And slowly release. Excellent. From here, we're just going to circle the arms out forwards. Okay, so from here, the arm movement coming over the top and swinging the arms forward. The hips going backwards and forwards here. So big movement here on the hips. Big drive forward, swing through on the arms. Good, good. And retract, bring them back up and over the top. And release, shake it out. Okay, forward fold for me again. Chin down, jaw down, nose down. And then slowly pull yourself back up. Now, grab yourself a drink of water. Take a little sip, lick around your lips. And then take yourself down onto the floor. Okay, so from here, legs out nice and straight forward, reaching down towards your ankles. So this is called the spine stretch. The legs stay nice and long and strong. If you can only reach your knees, that's great. If you can reach here towards your shins, perfect. Try and drop your chin down on your chest and see if you can reach that a little bit further. You might find the extension through the back of the legs and through the shoulders. It could be tight in the back of the hamstrings. Now in this position here, I want you to turn your toes in just slightly so your knees are facing up to the ceiling. Slowly uncoil your body and come back up nice and straight. Forward fold again, chin on chest, reach down towards those ankles. Again, check those knees are up towards the ceiling, the toes are in plane, and you might find a tension through the back of the calves. If you can't feel that, try and straighten your legs even further so the back of the knees are down to the ground, reaching down towards those toes. If you can get here, even better. And if you can reach the tiptoes, you're just going to gently fold them back into a bit more dorsiflexion here. So your toes are coming back towards your nose. Slowly release out. We're going to do one more here. Set up nice and straight on execution here. So the back is up nice and straight. Pushing up tall through the vertebrae of your back. Chin down on chest again, reach down forward. Again, if you can only get to here, that's great. But try to keep the back of the legs down to the floor. You might get to here to your shins. Again, your knees are to the ceiling, your toes in slightly. Reach forward. Chin down on the chest now, jaw down. And from there, slowly release. Laying down on the floor, extend your arms up overhead. Stretch your body as tall as you can. Put your toes away from your body. From here, we bring our arms down by our side. Okay, and we're going to raise up our legs. Now, you might need to do this with knees flexed. You might have to do this with one leg on the 1 foot down the floor. And if you're doing 1 foot on the floor, keep the other shin so it's parallel to the floor. So this leg isn't up here, it's down flexed here. Okay, and the reason for doing this is to bring your lower back into the floor. So find a level that you choose to work at. So it could be 1, 2, or 3. Okay. Whichever they are, make sure your knees are apart. So not squished up together. Okay, so if I come sideways on here, your legs are apart here. They're not in tight, they're apart, yeah? Okay. If you're doing one leg, swap it over every 3 seconds. You've got to count yours, yeah? So you're going to either be here, 1, 2, 3, and then swap 1, 2, 3. And release. Let your legs drop, stretch your arms overhead. Okay, we're going to bring this into our 100 move. So we're going to stretch up, whichever position you've chosen to be in. So it's either here, here, or here. And again, swapping every 3 seconds. As you're stretching, reach up forwards to your hands towards your toes. And you're just going to flutter your arms up and down here. Your chin is back, jaw is up towards the ceiling. And you can flutter quicker or slower controlled. Just reach those arms a little bit further towards your toes. Keep the strength here through the abdominals. Building the strength of the back by building up the strength of our abdominals. So our muscles work in pairs. Just worked a lot on our extension of our back. Now we're working on the building of the strength of the abdominals to allow that to be stronger through our back on extension by having stronger abdominal muscles. 3, 2, 1, and release. Stretch yourself out nice and tall. We're going to do that again because some of you will have done that with bent knee and 1 foot down to the floor. And that's cool. But you might have forgotten to swap. So here we go, into your 100 position again. Flutter those arms, nice and strong and long. Shoulders are back, chin up, chest up. Again, you can flutter a little bit stronger with the arms if you want to. Feel your lower back is engaged into the floor. Toes pointed away if you are in straight leg extension. Your chin is back, jaw back, looking up to the ceiling. Your shoulder blades are off the floor. Regulate the breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Stretch out overhead and relax the legs. Good work. From there, take yourself up into seating. We're going to place our feet together. We're going to sit into our butterfly position here. Okay, now, depending how flexible you are, will be how far your knees come out to the side. So if, like me, you struggle with hip abduction, i.e. your knees coming out to the side, bring your hands onto your shins and just allow the weight of your elbows to take the knees out a little bit wider. From here, we're just going to take this into a flutter here. So if you can get your knees all the way down to the side, so they're all the way down here, yeah, allow it to happen and allow your knees just to come a little bit higher each time. From here, we're going to reach forward and grab our tiptoes. Okay, it's a bit of a rock here, and we're going to take the rock side to side. And the challenge is to take one buttock off the floor and then over to the side and keep it controlled. Okay, you should feel your abdominals now tighten, trying to give some strength, especially after that 100 move. Keep your chin up, keep your chest up. It's just a gentle rock side to side. Control it now. So each time you're going from one side to the other, you're just keeping that bottom off the floor and then over to the other side, try and keep the bottom off the floor again. Keep the strength in your abs all the way through. Keep grabbing onto these toes. Now, if you're struggling grabbing onto toes, then you're just going to bring your hands back onto your shin and come back up to here. Couple of seconds on each side now. 1, 2, control back over. 1, 2, control back over. Can you hold it? Can you move it? Back over to the side. Good, good. 1, 2. 1, 2. Now, extend the legs, release it out, and then bring your feet back in again. Now this time, we're going to reach forwards. So we've got our sole of our feet together here, our knees up to the side. We're going to sit up, retract the shoulder blades, reach forward, and then come back up into straight. Now, this is where I'm really, really tight in the 5 muscle groups that work through my hip adductions that are pulling the knees together. So I get quite flexible with this, and I practice this every night. It's still stiff. Just out at home, you get your knees to the side. I'm so jealous of you right now. Very good. Reach forward. Slowly pull back up. And again, 2 more here. Curve through the back. And then extend up through the back. Last one. Good work. And release. Onto your back again. Extend your arms up overhead. Stretch your body out. You'll definitely feel some changes here in the inner side of your hips. Okay, so from here we bring our feet to the floor. Bring our hands to our temples. We're going to take our right elbow to our left knee. Kick out the left leg and bring the right elbow back to the floor. Bring the foot back in and swap it over. So the left elbow to the right knee. Kick out extension on the right leg and bring it back in. Let's work through this move here. Really good. Slow, controlled movements. So right knee to left elbow, right leg extension, left elbow back to the floor, Walk the right foot back in. Right elbow, left knee, back into extension, right elbow to floor. Bring the left foot back to the floor again. Okay, one more each side. Right to left, extension, back in. Swap, kick, back in. Now, we're going to do the same again, but then we're going to put in a reverse curl as well. So let's go right elbow, left knee, kick out, and back in. This is called a crisscross. So we're going to go right to left, extension, foot back in. And now this time, kick out both legs, reverse curl, and bring the feet back to the floor. Here we go. Extension, drop. Flex, extension, drop. Reverse, kick out, reverse, and drop. Repeat. If you're struggling with your coordination here, don't worry. Practice. Right to left, extension, foot back to floor. Left to right, extension, foot back to the floor. Reverse curl, kick out, reverse curl, back in. Go again. Right, kick, in. Left, kick, in. Reverse, kick out, reverse, place. Last one here. Bit of a hashtag crisscross, I think, for this one. It's a toughy little exercise, this. And release. Good stuff. Pull yourself up. Grab a quick drink of water. A couple of exercises still to go. Here we go. So, from here, arms out to the side. Push up into your back bridge. Slowly bottom back down to the floor. Okay, so let's work through this. We're just getting a bit of movement again back through our pelvis. You should feel you're so much more supple and agile now, which is good. Now, here we go. So we're going to go up into back bridge. We're going to take one foot off the floor, other foot off the floor, and drop back down again. Okay, now when you get into that low point here, it's really important you extend the back so the lower back squeezes into the floor. Up through into back bridge, left knee raise, right knee raise, lower the bottom to the floor. Up, raise, march again, drop, and again. We're going to do two more here. Last one. And we're going to finish out with our piriformis back bridge. So we're going to take our left foot over the top of our right knee and then just bring it down slightly so that the ankle's resting on the thigh. I'm going to push up into that bridge, stick the knee out to the side. Slowly drop back down, bottom touches the floor, drive up again. We're going to do 6 on the left and we're going to swap over. Nice high pelvis lifts, really good. Knee out tight and wide to the side. Big opening up through the hips. Last one. Let's swap it over. So right knee out to the side. And again, when you get to that top point on the first one, just hold it high. Just let the knee drop out to the side. Strong through the glutes. Head back to the floor. Look up high to the ceiling. 4 to go here. Last 2. Last 1. And release. Slowly take yourself back up to standing for me. We're going to finish out with our roll down to finish here. So from here, forward fold, chin down, chest down, stretch down to the toes. Slowly pull yourself back up, stretch out wide, reach overhead. And again, down through move. Stretch up, reach. And again, down through the move. Stretch up and reach. Last one here. Good stuff. And shake it out. Interlace your fingers, roll over one way, roll over the other way. Really well trained today, guys. Fantastic stuff. Okay, I'm back this evening at 6:30 for circuit training, so come and join me for that. Also back tomorrow morning for abdominal conditioning at 9 o'clock, followed by a fab restorative stretch at 6:30 in the evening as well. Have a brilliant day wherever you are. Comments down below, let me know how you got on with it. See you next time for the next one. Well trained.